So we're going to be doing sort of a catch-up review since we weren't able to film yesterday. So we're going to be reviewing both 30 Days Without an Accident and Infected. I have a number of random points I want to talk about. I feel like we've been away from this world for a long time, but what do you guys want to talk about?
Oh, I would love to hear where John wants us to start. He's like the Rick of the group.
All I know is Ben pointed at me and said, "You lead it."
Me lead it? There's no way.
He pointed
oh, you lead it.
Okay. No,
I don't know. I forgot. See,
minute.
I didn't know we were going to do 30 Days Without an Accident. But
you run through
mostly Infected, but we'll also, of course, be
all right.
talking
So
about
30 Days Without an Accident. What happened? They all got. There's a pig who got sick, and then there's a guy who got sick and died, and that's it.
That's not all that happened.
Well, what
One
happened?
of the best, like, actual zombie sort of classic horror scenes at the Walmart or whatever it was supposed to be.
Big Spot,
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Big Spend?
Big Spot.
Oh, okay.
Big
So
Spot.
he goes over to the whiskey shelf, makes a different choice about taking it, puts it down, everything comes down. Walkers get excited on the roof's caving in, so it's just like raining walkers.
Yeah, so here's what happens. Here's what happens. They go so many episodes without anything happening. And
anything Walker related happened.
Anything Walker related happening, which is the anything I'm talking about, because the rest is a lot of talking.
And people getting stabbed in the eye with glass.
Yeah, it's weird, but I do like, I don't know, I rewatched the last season, and I did like what I got out of that. I liked the two cities, I liked the prison city, and then the governor, and I was wondering how they were going to start off this episode, and it did take like the entire first episode before I found out what the hell was going on. They were like, these people are in a relationship, so one of them's probably going to die. And
yeah, that was my problem with Infected. There was like 3 kisses in a row, and it's like, you idiots, don't kiss. One of you is going to die for sure now.
Right, okay, so let's
but
do
because you're going to die for sure, kiss while you can.
No, no kissing.
We saw that one
that is
person,
the kiss of death.
One person decided to wait, and they died. So they didn't have sex.
All right, so let's go through this one by one. So we like the scene. We like the scene in the Big Lots when everyone's getting shot and everything.
Well, actually, one thing I want to talk about in regard to that. So one thing that I do like about this new season that I think is a pretty drastic improvement over the previous ones is it looks like they've shifted a lot of the money into the actual zombie effects, the disemboweling and everything. Like, there was a lot of really gruesome gore, like I think a few levels above previous seasons. Yeah. Like the faces splitting apart as they go through the fence. Yeah, the fence.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, the kid ripping the stomach out and everything.
I thought it was pretty great. I did though think that I don't know anyone's name. I'd like to preface that.
Okay.
There's so many people in this stupid-ass show.
And most of them will die.
That they all have names that I don't know. So I refer to them as like the guy from The Wire who gets trapped under the shelf.
Okay, that's Stookie, I believe his name is. The army medic.
Yeah,
with the drinking problem.
The bald black dude.
Bald black dude.
So the guy from The Wire gets stuck under the shelf. I like that he couldn't get himself out from under the shelf.
His foot was trapped.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, someone comes and with the same point of leverage just lifts the thing off. Anyways, but I loved that scene.
Oh, the pulling of the skin off the head, though?
So good. He's pulling so that he can kill the guy.
I thought he was going to do that and then just put his finger through the brain or something.
Yeah, it's so good. So that happened. I like that. But what happened in the rest of the episode? We're talking about, it seems like they always pick something that's going to affect everyone. And it seems like the thing that affects them is a disease.
Well, that's the new threat for this season.
Is it?
Seems to be.
I talked to Robert Kirkman at Comic-Con, and I was like, it had become clear there was going to be a new threat. But I'm wondering from episode 2, Infected, is the threat the disease, or is the threat the person who's burning bodies and stuffing rats through the fence? You know,
it could be.
It could be a saboteur. It could also be the
governor.
No,
he
I don't
could
think
be
it's the
in
governor.
there. We don't know where he is.
Drastic plastic surgery.
I don't.
Well, no, he could just be sneaking around the prison.
They would have found him. That's not the governor's style.
Yeah, it's really not the governor's style.
I don't know how much
All right, well,
about.
then there's a saboteur.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a saboteur, or the rats, of course, could be the little girl who, as in every zombie franchise, somebody falls in love with the zombies, which would not happen.
When we saw that shot, the rats were being pushed up through high. She's too short to do that.
And they did block the face, which if it was her, I think they would have just shown her.
I don't know, because they're setting up. The one line that makes me curious is that they had that line where the younger sister goes, "She's messed up. She's not weak."
She says, "You're so
So maybe
stupid."
she's the one who's messed up.
She is pretty messed up.
And she's feeding rats to zombies.
I will say, I really hope that disease is not the big threat for this season. Which
just more of a
everybody
catalyst.
seems to think online that it is. Because the problem is, the zombie apocalypse, the zombie threat, historically, it's supposed to be like disease. It spreads really fast. You know, you have to worry about getting infected. Like, it's already a disease, and now they've gone to this prison to get away from it, and now it's going to happen there too?
No, but it's two different. Basically, they're saying, all right, it seems like we've got a good handle on keeping these zombies at bay. We need
Unless when they push up against the fence.
I think the theme of this episode was denial. Like, it kept happening in everybody's story arc. And, you know, Rick has this fantasy that he's going to be a farmer and he's going to raise his son the way he wants to raise his son. But there's no way that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And it pops up, like, you know, in the little girls, in Carol. Mm-hmm. Whoops. Carol. And Michonne even. Like, we finally got some emotion out of her. Mm-hmm. We were kind of finally seeing, like, why is she so quiet? Why isn't she talking?
Mm-hmm. And the reason she isn't talking is because she loves babies and she won't let herself.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. Okay. So there's a scene. So we're talking about the scene where, you know, she
holds baby Judith.
Fun aunt haircut.
Wait, yeah.
The gray-haired lady whose daughter died.
Lady. Yeah.
Fun aunt haircut.
Knives.
No, I like to call
Carol.
her fun auntie haircut. Like your fun aunt has that little haircut.
Carol.
My aunt Carol has that fun haircut.
Really?
Or she did in the 80s. Anyways, but so yeah, she I forget. Oh no, she gives her the baby?
She was with Beth.
She's with Beth. Beth gives her the
daughter.
baby. And I wanted the baby. I wanted Michonne just to be awkward with the baby. And I thought it was just going to be this funny scene where she just holds the baby and is like, get it away from me. But when she breaks down, you're like, oh, cool.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Michonne lost her baby is clearly what happened to me, and she's going to go kill people.
We have orphans, we have widows. What do we call a parent who's lost a child?
Yeah.
Why would they say that?
They layered it on pretty thick there.
So, yes, Michonne
yeah, talk
was a
about
mother.
layering it on pretty thick. There's that scene where Lizzie and Mika, the little girls, those are their names, when their dad's dying, okay? And just how much they feel they need to put it on the nose, what they're going for, when he's like, look out for them. Okay, I get it. This is good. Look, he says to Carol, he's like, look out for them. And it's like, oh, this is clear that it's going to be tough for Carol to do that because she lost her own daughter. And then he goes, like they're your own children.
That's dialogue.
It just keeps going. I just feel like it's all so freaking on the nose. And so many of the scenes are just reiterating what happened in a previous scene. Like there's the scene where like Carl is told by Carol not to convey the knowledge of the knife
thing,
lesson to his dad. And then there's another scene in the library that we don't need where all she does is say that again. It's that there's not enough happening to fill the whole hour. There's only so much they can use. Though. What was the purpose of that scene?
I think a lot of this was loss of innocence too. Like,
but that's another
thing. Both the kids ended up holding weapons near the end. Like they didn't know. Oh, are we gonna teach the kids? Or are we gonna quarantine them?
I just have this weird.
And it's like the answer is no. You can't. You can't deny things. And
right,
you can't
but
shield
I got
things.
that in season 1. I got that in season 2. I got that. I keep getting that.
It's been like 6 months.
How long? This is what I wrote. How long / far will we explore the issue of protecting humanity versus losing humanity? Like I get that.
But that's a very big question.
Oh, but they do it the same way every time.
But they
it's
don't
just
do it
different
the same way. You've got not Daryl. You've got Glenn and his relationship, and they have differing approaches to should they have kids and all that.
I get it. I guess my frustration is like, let's just go end zombies now. Let's go out there and end zombies.
Think they're trying?
They're just sitting in the prison.
I will agree with that. I feel like I enjoyed the first 2 episodes, but I don't entirely know where it's going. Like, they're not even talking about finding a cure. There's no real contact with anything outside. Michonne eventually going to track down the governor, to me, is not a very compelling storyline. I would like it to go somewhere other than just them surviving.
I just really I'm done with the prison. And I think we're leaving it.
I think they will be moving on from the prison. They sort of imply that.
Another thing that I thought was hilarious, just absolutely hilarious, is like, these pigs are sick. Let's kill them and give them to zombies. And sorry, I'm getting a sports update.
Okay,
let's kill them and give them to zombies. And so that we don't spread the disease. So let me slice its body open and spray its blood on my face.
That's true.
He kept that shirt on for a long time.
Also, I can't tell if Rick looks like shit because he's sick from this disease, or if he looks like shit because he looks like shit.
Yeah, we're not gonna have time to discuss today, but I do eventually, like next week, I want to talk about Rick as like the main character because I have major problems with him being the main character.
I think it's okay for him to die now.
No.
I don't think he's gonna die, but I do like that someone pointed out that Daryl might have inadvertently started the entire plague thing because
he licked his hands and shook Patrick's hand.
That's funny. So one thing, like obviously because this is the end of the second episode and it leads into the third, who do you think burned the two people, killed and then burned those two survivors?
I think it was Herschel.
Herschel? You think murdered and burned them?
He was like, get away from her, when it was Tyrese and Karen, and they were trying to have a little romance.
I don't see. He's becoming religious again.
Yeah, but he also has crazy ponytail.
You could use religion. Yeah, ponytail.
I would have, if it was last season, I would have said Carl because he was a cold-blooded motherfucker.
Carl's
back
too
then.
small to it.
But now I honestly don't have a good guess, unless it's like the army
what
medic
if it's one
or
of the doctors?
one of the people, maybe the Indian doctor Sanjay Gupta that's helping them out now.
Yeah, I'm just happy that Rick has his gun back. Let's go shoot a bunch of stuff. That's what I like.
Well, he pointed it at Weird Woods Knife Girl.
Fantasy.
Yeah, but
I hated her.
Yeah,
I liked her.
Interesting.
I really like her.
Yeah.
I have a little mini crush on Crazy.
You like girls covered
Mud
in
face,
dirt and blood. Yeah.
Keeping her.
I gave her a nickname, Mudface.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I wish we had more time. Unfortunately, it looks like we got to wrap it up. But
PopTrigger's fault, man.
Overall, do the first two episodes, do they make you excited for the rest of the season?
Yeah. I mean, we know the governor's going to be back eventually. We can't really use the books as a guide because it's like everything's deviated. But when he comes back, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I get it. We just need to get the fuck out of this prison.
It's better than the farm.
What I like about each episode is there's a new place to be.
Maybe an airport
or each
or
season
circus.
there's a new place to be, and I want them to go to a circus.
Yeah.
Circuses are traveling by nature.
Or the
so
beach.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so be sure to check back every week. You can join us. We'll be doing continuing reviews. And I think we have a nice little mix here. We've got someone who's familiar with the comic books. We've got an incredible skeptic, similar to our newsroom reviews. And I'm just an enthusiast. I'm not familiar with the comics, but I'm interested to see where they take it.